Hello, Year 3. Today in English, we are going to be discussing and understanding the structure of a Greek myth. Eventually, we are going to write our own myths using the creatures that you designed last week. But in order to do that, we need to think about what a myth actually is. And before I show you some of the features, I want you to go and watch Mr. Timmins reading the story of Theseus and the Minotaur and discuss with someone at home what you think a myth is. At the end of that video, Mr. Timmins also asks you a question, and it's really important that you have a go at answering that question. So a myth usually has these features. They are stories which are derived from an early civilization's traditions. They are passed down to generations by word of mouth. They often have a symbolic meaning and include a moral or a lesson to be learned. They can feature gods, heroes, and creatures, and some characters are supernatural. So at the end of Mr. Timmins' video, he asked you to break down the myth into 5 parts using 5 sentences. And hopefully your sentences might have included an introduction to the setting. The hero is told about a mythical beast. The hero travels to the beast. The hero slays the beast. And then the hero might become a hero or not. Now that we've identified the 5 parts of a myth, there is a BBC radio link for you to listen to Perseus and the Gorgon. And once you've listened to that, can you identify the 5 parts of this myth using the 5-part sentence structure? So hopefully you managed to identify the 5 parts of Perseus and the Gorgon. We now know what a myth is and the features, as well as the 5 parts that make up a myth. Now, at the end of the week, we are going to be finishing a myth, and it will be important to remember those 5 parts and what we need to include. And to do this, we will need our toolkit like we do with any piece of writing. So to start off with, we are going to think about our purpose and audience. What are we writing this for? So we are writing a Greek myth about a hero defeating a monster or beast to entertain your classmates. The impact we want it to have on our reader is to keep our reader in suspense. We want to make the reader want to retell the story. We want them to picture our characters, our locations, and our creatures in their minds. We definitely want our reader to understand where and when things are happening, and we want the reader to connect with and maybe want the hero to succeed or feel sorry for the creature. Now, to do all of those things, we need to make sure we include paragraphs, lots of rich vocabulary to describe the settings and characters, maybe using adjectives and verbs. We will be using conjunctions to add detail, adverbials. We might include some character speech. We will definitely use ellipses and short sentences to keep our reader in suspense. So that's our toolkit for this piece of writing. Don't forget to send any of your work into the Year 3 email.